Thank you for listening. A list of content warnings can be found in the episode description. Take care. Enjoy the show. Give me your hand. Thanks. Dakon heaves you up onto the precariously creaking platform. A marble archway greets you, wedged into a heap of crumbling rubble. It looks out of place, almost defiant in its grandeur. Is this it? I assume so. What do we have to do? Well, what did Nals say? All we need is a handful of junk, and we should be able to pass right through. This whole place is a handful of junk. Indeed, the archway leads only inches into the rubble before being blocked by a solid wall of refuse. The rubbish is packed so tightly it may as well be stones and mortar. Without knowing for certain what will activate the portal, you thrust the bag of metal scrap Iron Nals gave you into a crevice amidst the mass before you. And nothing happens. You wait a moment longer, starting to doubt if this is in fact the key, and still, no change in the rubble. Oh, come on. There's gotta be a way over or something. This is useless. Just as you say the word, the archway's outline begins to shimmer. The bag of metal scrap jangles as it shakes, and the wall of refuse flickers, wavers, and seems to fold in on itself, swirling into a morass of grey and brownish sludge. You tentatively place your hand within, and an unpleasant sucking sensation pulls on your skin. For a moment, you regret the decision, as nausea plunges into your stomach, and you are lurched forward into the muck, and flung through to the other side. Planescape Torment, the Unofficial audio series. A narrative let's play adapted and produced by RevocerGM. Combining in-game audio with additional voice acting through dialogue and descriptions to improve your listening experience. Rediscover the amazing story of the 1999 cult classic isometric video game. Planescape Torment, like you've never heard before.
Chief, are you there?
You hear their voices reach over the mounds of Ragpicker's Square and find yourself in a new clearing amongst the rubble, equally disordered and reeking of urine and decay. A large rusted hatch is bolted across the entrance of a tunnel, and the mud around it is gouged by deep wagon tracks. Yeah, come on through. As Mort and Dakon appear, you open the hatch, and the stench intensifies as stale air exhales from the passage sloping down into the mountain of trash. Inside, the walls too are carved directly into the vast dump, a mildewed jigsaw puzzle of broken furniture and old pipe, creaking and groaning like the gentle snore of an ancient trash giant. A little further down the way, you see a group of collectors couched on a heap of large sacks, swigging from a communal jug ritually passed between one another. Before them, a large copper still roils over an oil fire. Its smoke gathers in the upper reaches of the tunnel, and mixed with the potent tang of their hooch, somewhat masks the odor that hangs thick in the air. As you approach their huddle, a ragged middle-aged man dazedly clambers to his feet.
Oi.
He quickly looks you over, and then sneers.
I don't know you.
I don't believe I've made your acquaintance either. The collector continues to glare at you and huffs in annoyance, the sting of booze strong on his breath. I'm just passing through.
Why don't you just turn yourself on right back?
He spits. Is there a problem?
The problem, as I be saying it, Burke, is you continue to breathe in my presence.
You know, collecting bodies before they're dead sounds like a good way to meet the lady. You seem to talk some sense into this collector, and he turns his attention back to the jug of liquor.
Yeah, more trouble than it's worth. Look here, you leave me to my business, and I'll leave you on yours.
Noted. Just what is your business? You glance to the bubbers behind him and see a whole stack of the clay jugs, sealed and labeled and packed onto a small handcart.
You got green stuck in your ears? Look, most here will taunt you with their blade afore their bone box. And if you stay much longer, I'll be doing the same. Now move on.
Whatever. Winding through these depths, the magnitude of this city of doors makes itself monumentally apparent. Discarded items of an ancient world surround you at every turn. Layers upon layers of Sigel's history, crammed and crushed to form the packed and yawning walls of the trash warrens. Anything of obvious value has no doubt been scavenged, but you can't help wonder what mysteries lay hidden and buried here.
You sure do take us to the nicest places, Chief. Ugh. I don't even need a nose to know what this place smells like.
Do all Mimir's complain this much, or is this just a you thing?
What you call complaining, I call self-preservation. If you're hell's bent on walking blind into the worst parts of Sigil, at least it's my job to let you know how stupid it is.
Well, what do you know about this place?
Down here? Nothing. That's the problem.
Well, what do you suggest? I give up? Drop the search for Pharod? Pretend these goddamn directions aren't tattooed onto my back? While I do not share the skull's apprehension, I do wonder what you hope to find from this Pharod. What might he tell you that would put your mind at ease? I don't know. I don't have any answers, that's the point, Dakon. I'm not certain I even have the questions. All I have is his name and a direction pointing at him.
Well, you have us, Chief. I'm sorry. I mean, I really can't smell, so it's not that bad, I suppose.
Thanks. Let's move on. As you delve deeper, the signs of any recent inhabitants become less frequent. The guttering torches that had lined the passage blink out of sight, leaving you in near darkness. The only light source, a dull glow radiating from patches of luminescent fungi that thrive in the damp air. You can just see the blurry outline of several narrower tunnels twisting out in front of you.
Mort, can you see anything ahead? I can look. There's a tunnel, 2 more tunnels, lots of garbage, and...
He floats a few feet further into the gloom.
Huh.
What do you see?
What is that? Is that a metal boat?
Shh! I heard something. Hello? Who's there? You wait. And nothing.
Chief, you might want to come look at this.
In the leftmost tunnel ahead, barely noticeable, you see a silent figure, feminine in form. Who are you? What do you want? A cold shiver creeps down your spine as the faint edges of a memory enter your mind.
Answer me!
As your eyes begin to adjust, you see she is a tiefling. She looks starved and unfamiliar. Are you all right? She does not answer, but remains still, tense, her eyelids clenched tight, twitching beneath her brow. What's wrong? You reach out, and her eyes snap open, pale pinpoints of gray piercing through the dark.
Murderer!
The voice reverberates in your mind, as if it had bypassed your ears entirely.
What?
Murder? What are you talking about?
Follow.
She touches her finger to your lips, and you taste the mold ingrained under her skin.
Follow us, murderer.
She turns, walking down the passage, silhouetted now by the faint glow of the walls. As you follow along, you notice more bodies looming in the darkness. Almost a dozen still figures staring at you with a vacant expression, their eyes catching the light like flickers of grey flame.
Proceed.
Each body turns to you in unison, raising an arm towards a structure ahead, half buried in the trash. The strange fungus grows rampant here, sprouting bony clusters of melted candle wax, guiding you to the entrance. Inside, a warped figure stoops over an altar of debris, its frame swaddled in tatters of cloth that ripple and bulge as it moves.
What is this?
The figure does not turn, but jerks out an arm, gesturing to the bodies behind you. They file in as one, bearing an emaciated man in soiled rags.
Please, make them stop. Please, make them stop.
They lay him gently on the altar. He does not resist, but reaches out to them, desperate and imploring.
The voices, the lights. I want it all to stop.
The cloaked figure turns, moving in disjointed bursts. You see no face veiled under its hood, but rows of tiny star-like points. Signaled by a twitch of the limb, each of the surrounding bodies takes a stalk of the glowing fungus and squeezes its radiant liquor into the gasping man's throat.
Bring me back.
He calms. His shivering stops. And he slowly rises to his feet, content. A grey light kindled in his eyes.
Who are you? We are the voice of the many. A hope of light for those lost in shadow. We are the warm embrace for those forgotten. Who are you, murderer?
Why do you call me murderer?
It is what you are. It is how you are remembered.
By who?
All of us. Join us, forgetful one. Let us fill the gaps in your mind. Relinquish yourself into hope.
Run! Hundreds of scurrying feet scatter as the cloak, shorn in two, crumples upon the altar. Dakon's glaive singing bright gold shimmers through the air, illuminating the twisted figures around you. Snarling, grasping, gibbering, they clamber to smother him, a kaleidoscope of faces warped in your vision. The chamber swirls as you push your way through the folding bodies. Mort, Dakon, Mebeth, Reekwind, images layering through your mind as you squeeze yourself through curtains of muck, clawing to the tunnels. You stumble, blind and smeared, oozing snot-streaked cheeks you flee, running, panting, drowning in rivers of laughing tears. Screeching metal chews the passage behind, grinding rubble and trash. And you fall, swallowed in the darkness, lost. What in the hells? Mort! Dakon! If you can hear me, make a sound. Something. Damn it. As the visions in your mind settle, you find yourself enveloped in a sightless gloom. No shimmering fungus to light your way, just the acrid tang of dank air as you crawl, directionless through the rotten mulch. After several grueling minutes, you clamber into an open space and see the welcome glow of torchlight scatter across the walls. You follow the light around a bend and see a large handcart nestled deep into a groove of muddy tracks with a lit torch affixed to its front. Hello? Is there anyone there? I'm not here to harm you. I just... Dakon? Mort! What am I gonna do? The cart has clearly seen frequent use. It is caked in fresh mud and appears to have gone through generations of repair. Its wheels are entrenched deep into the ground, and it has no doubt become stuck. As you approach, you notice something odd stacked in its cargo.
What the?
A pile of long-dead corpses, their ancient bones exposed under scraps of dusty cloth.
You took your time getting here? We were beginning to wonder if you'd given up.
Who's this we? Who are you? The cold steel presses into your neck, and you see a gloved hand perched upon your shoulder.
What? You don't remember my voice?
It would help if I could see you.
All right. Easy, though. I'm not here to hurt you.
Is that why you have a knife to my throat?
Call it my insurance policy.
The blade remains in contact with your throat, but without so much as a scratch. You are swiveled around and see a slight figure before you, armored in an immaculately maintained dark velvet gambeson.
Remember me now?
The thief for hire. One of Shergrave's associates. Ratbone, right?
Oh, associates. Oh, I like that.
Care to lower your blade? Thanks. You've been down here this whole time.
Sure. I've been living off fungus and bin juice. Now you Burke, I followed you in. Been watching you, though. Quite an impression you've made on the Hive.
Well, what are you doing down here anyway? Before she can answer, several figures round the corner, lit by a torch of their own.
I didn't leave them. I didn't think we'd need them. We wouldn't if you didn't crash the damn thing.
I didn't crash it. It got itself stuck.
Oh, it got itself stuck, did it? It all of a sudden gained sentience, said, "Today is my day. I'm driving off into the muck."
Hey, shut it, you two. Look ahead.
Oi, oi, who are you? What are you doing down here?
You look to Ratbone, but she's gone.
You hear me, Burke? I asked you a question.
There's 3 of them. One bears a shovel, and the others carry long planks of wood.
I got lost searching in Ragpicker's Square.
Oh, you got lost in the square. So lost you found yourself underneath it, eh?
You rest your hand on the axe slung at your waist.
Look, I don't mean anyone any harm. I'm just trying to find my way out.
Yeah, it happens down here. You gotta know the pathways, or you might end up in the loop.
The loop?
Don't worry about it. Tell you what, help us get this car unstuck and we'll lead you out, alright?
Sure. The other 2 shrug and trudge forward with the planks.
Great, now just lift here above the wheel.
Right here.
Yeah.
You heave against the wooden frame as the larger of the collectors wedges a plank under the wheel.
You got it?
Dull pain spreads through your skull as bursts of white spot your vision.
Can't have you spilling the chant on this place, Cutter.
Hot blood runs down your neck and you slump onto the side of the cart.
We'll get you out of here, as promised.
You reach for your axe as the shovel rips across your brow. One eye goes dark.
Fastest ticket to the mortuary. Don't worry, the Dusties will pay the fare.
You lurch your axe towards him, catching it into his grip.
God, help! Help!
A plank of wood rushes into your face, crushing your nose. The large collector stands above you, aiming another strike. But as your thoughts fade, the glint of steel draws across his neck, sprouting gouts of red that fill your darkening sight. The taste of copper is what you notice first, as saliva swills around your mouth. You test the integrity of your jaw with your tongue, finding only a slight wobble in your front teeth. Your other senses begin to creep in, the slow building reek of decay, a pounding thud, as blood courses to the swelling on the side of your face. Your head is hot, your body a little chill. Something scratches against your skin, clinging to the film of sweat that covers from your knees to your crown. Muffled sounds of movement, a light tapping, a brief shuffle, a gentle murmur. You open your eyes and see dots of light peek through holes in a coarse woven shroud. You draw the cloth away from your face, relieved that your hand still obeys the command of your mind, and reveal a rough wooden ceiling, dimly lit by the warmth of candlelight. You attempt to roll onto your side, straining as your half-mended ribs grind within your chest, and see, lying next to you, a corpse, pale and bloodless, with a deep gash drawn across its throat. You recognize the large collector who'd swung a plank into your face. Beyond him, just barely within your ability to focus, you see a broad, thick-shouldered woman dressed in a heavy burlap robe. She lumbers about the room, joints popping as she stoops to pick up hidden objects from unseen tables. Her hair is bound back from her head with a damp-looking rag, and she has a sour, curd-faced expression. She is mumbling to herself in a sing-song voice. Greetings. The woman doesn't hear your croaked attempt and instead stumbles back to a long table next to you and begins picking at something.
Oh, come on now. Oh, don't be difficult on Marta. Oh, he's been difficult, isn't he, Marta? Yes, he is.
From what you can see, it looks like she's digging teeth out of another corpse's mouth using only her hands and fingernails. When that doesn't work, she pulls out a splintered wooden chisel and a mallet, then thwacks at the gums until the tooth snaps free and puts it into a bag at her waist.
What are you doing?
Oi!
She leaps away from the corpse, startled.
If dead you or not, you might have said something earlier. Oh, false corpse. Nasty corpse. Yes, have you no shame?
Shame. No. I mean, what are you doing with those teeth?
Likes you cared for those teeth. Oh, rotted and scored and syrup brown. Who wonders they hadn't plopped out your bone box already? Isn't that right, Marta? Aye, all rot and gone they are.
Powers, how many of you are there?
Your head pounds as you try to sit up, and nausea racks your stomach.
You hears this, Marta? Do yous?
Her face scrunches up like a wrung rag.
I hears it, Marta. I hears it.
With a grunt, she pounds at the corpse with her fists, making meaty thumps with every hit.
Please, stop. My head. I think I'm going to be sick.
Oh, haunt me, will you? Oh, take this and this. Oh, damnable deadest.
She takes a deep breath and lets the chisel fall to her side.
Oh, that's more like it, eh, Marta? Yes, corpse quiet, yes.
No. I am the one who spoke, not the corpse.
Hey!
She jumps, startled, swinging her mallet towards your head, striking you on the cheek.
Whoa, easy, all right?
She spins, now swatting at Mort floating in the air. Dakon jumps in.
It's okay. It's us. Remember? He's not dead. He's our friend.
No,
I'm not dead, but I think I'm gonna pass out.
she squints and turns to face you.
Oh, how'd you get over there so fast?
She mumbles to herself.
Oh, no matter, how'd he do that? No glimmer.
Easy on it, Chief. This Graveblade's blind and near deaf.
he's
The lady
dead.
is still mumbling to herself, something about corpses and gratitude that you don't quite catch.
Who are you?
Oh, Marta, does this one ask who I was? Aye, he did. No, well, nobody but mine. I am Marta the seamstress. Marta the seamstress.
She turns away, back to the corpse, singing her name to herself.
Right. Mort, Dakon. What happened?
I don't know, Chief. Whatever that thing was at that shroom party made the two of you flip out, screaming and thrashing about. You just ran.
What? I saw things that I hadn't. I lost myself. I don't know. Let's speak no more of this.
Sure.
How did you get out?
Well,
They found me.
True to form, Ratbone once again, emerges from the shadows wearing a casual grin. And a good thing, too, or you might have been stuck in there for weeks. She shoots Mort a wicked look and turns back to you.
Your friend has a funny way of saying thank you.
Thank you for saving me, for everything. I saw you, barely, just before I blacked out. Oh, what did you do with those thugs?
Well, 2 of them are lying right there.
She gestures to the bodies on the table next to you. And the third?
He ran. I tried to follow, but I don't know. He seemed to have some way of traversing these tunnels faster than I'd expect.
Portals?
Most likely. I wouldn't mind finding the dark of it all, if I'm honest.
Is that why you're here? Why you followed us down?
There's that. And to make sure you'd follow through on your task. Although seeing what was in that cart, I'm starting to build a bit of a picture.
Bones. In the mortuary, I found a note. Something about one of Pharod's halls. Skeletons. Desiccated corpses.
Corpses, aye, corpses.
Marta pushes the collector's cart to the table and dumps the fresh bodies onto the back.
Strip the corpses we bring you, they tell Marta. Pull out teethies, stitches, thingies inside the corpse. Strip 'em cold and then we'll sell 'em to the dusties.
Who tells you to strip the corpses?
Oh, fat face Gimme Big Quint and the other crotch hobble crotch Pharod, isn't that right, Marta?
She gives a queer smile and nods.
Aye, it is, Marta.
Well, there you have it. You find out where they get them from, and your job's done.
Fair enough. Will you be sticking around?
Aye, I'll be here keeping a low profile. Come back if you hear anything. I'm sure Marta here won't mind as long as I keep myself quiet.
Quiet? Oh, quiet you? All these people. I cannot hear myself think.
Thank you for listening to Planescape Torment, the unofficial audio series, a RevocerGM production. To support the show and those involved, please consider subscribing to our Patreon or donating via our Ko-fi page. Links to both are in the description.